Hello, this is JR playing Oxygen Not Included. Today I'm starting with a comment from Cedric who mentioned I'm not actually cooling my plastic here, but I am keeping the polymer press from essentially breaking. Also, I like the setup because this liquid here is not breaking in the pipes. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in here another time. Yeah, I'm going to make sure that we cut the power before I go in, because this guy might output, produce a little bit of steam, which I do not want to see backtrack into our vacuum. But we're going to put in a temperature sensor right there. Also going to dig in here, because one of the things I've got to do is complete this setup. A little bit of automation around here. I don't know exactly what I want to do, so I'm just going to make this kind of do a loop so I can make it configurable. But basically, I'm just going to set it to probably 130 or so. Because plastic, let's just verify where that melts. 159. Do not want to see it at 159. So that'll make that safe. And I see that we've got a path out here now. Now trying to build a vacuum on this side with sending a pipe in, or out of here, so we can get that crude oil out. After I get that done, I think the plan is going to be attending to this Cobalt volcano, doing a little bit of analysis. And let's just go make sure that this little bit of automation gets complete over here. Alright, so why don't we try, blow, if, we'll do 133. We'll see how this works out there. That run. Oh, and is that true at the moment? I guess that's important. It is. Okay, good. That way we can re-plug this guy back in. And we're back into plastic reduction. And keep this guy off until we actually have a little bit of steam in the area. Okay, so there's that little fix. Also see that this volcano here has a refined carbon. Okay, so I assume this guy is blocked out. That is nice. Nice thing about this little area, this is something that all the dupes can do. Well, technically only some can do the heavy watt, but I no longer have this area just restricted to bionic dupes. Maybe a little bit of concern if regular dupes come down here, though. Oh, wait a minute. That's why I specified that. Okay, no, I have that protected. Never mind. Next thing I'm planning after having this together is to put in infinite liquid storage for some of this crude oil. I'm going to see if this works, but I'm trying to envision having an insulated, or rather vacuum, with the mesh tiling. Not mesh tiling, airflow tiling. But we'll see if that pump can keep up with that. Start this process. Airflow tiles going round. I'm just putting in a couple of bins here just to sweep some material that might be laying on the ground before we clean up. Also looking for the element. One thing, I'm going to put some brine in here. I don't want brine to be put in the pipe. It's basically gate oil. Put an and gate in there. That filter, I don't even know that that's needed, but I'll put that maybe at 10. Clean up some of that material there. Just, I guess that doesn't have to change. So just before maybe I go in there, it might be nice to have that as a regular tile. Megalo, no. sure that this gas actually has some place to go to. Oh yeah, we're venting over here. Okay. Someone could make those tiles for us. Those are accessible, right? I don't know what's taking that one so long. There we go. Maybe it's just finding some igneous rock. There's the igneous thing. Maybe cut that out for the area. I think we can seal this out and off now. Dig underneath because I'm going to need... Actually, shoot. I should have made the ladder system over here because I'm realizing now I'm going to have to create tiling along this way. I just noticed, yeah, I was, yeah, that door is not supposed to be there anymore. Let's get rid of that. Whoops. That is why things are slowing down a little bit, because we don't have all the dupes helping out. There we go. This should go much better now. There we go. There we go. Okay. Realizing, though, too, should do this. Get a little ladder system, people get across there. I'll work on completing the wall on this side. Down here. Oh, Stego, are you really gonna do it that way? Take too much longer now. And 2 more tiles right here and here. Just 1 more tile, somebody. Let's go check on this system down here. Alright, that looks like that's operational. Still no steam yet, so we don't want the auto sweeper to run. There we go. So decided I'm going to make one little change, realizing as I throw in some liquid here, I might actually prevent this pump from being able to create a vacuum. So we're going to destroy these 2 tiles here. We need some liquid. I'm going to choose brine. And I'm pretty sure that's going to float to the top. We've never actually tested this before. Dig right there. Bring up the material located at this location. And a tile right there. Oh, pump's already going. Okay, hold on. Hold on, pump. We need to put in a tile here and here. And then I think we're going to have this complete. Oh, let's not send in too much liquid. Okay, pump's not actually built yet. There we are. Maybe give that a cut right there. See that this has actually been dropped off. Yep, beautiful tile, so liquid shouldn't go through this. Where's that? Uh-oh. Oh! I know. Okay, alright, well, it's good to know this now. I forgot to actually build that. Okay, I think the best way to get in here is just to take these 2 tiles out. Right in our pipe. There's some brine being dropped off. Feeling like might be smart to bring in a little bit more than that. And repatch this back up. And then we'll patch up that right there. About 200. Yeah, let's stop there. That's enough. That's enough. Get rid of this guy. Okay, let's just see that this makes sense. Get this pump running. That should create a vacuum all around here. I might let that run for a bit, just so that it can kind of breathe across this, and then we'll bring in some crude oil later. So now moving on to our Cobalt volcano. This guy's going to be active in 42 cycles. So I want to insulate around, obviously. Make a rule here that only bionic dupes can go in this little section just because, well, it's pretty wet down there. So there we go. And I'm wondering if I even need to create a vacuum because there's lots of liquid in here. Maybe we'll do the... Uh-oh. Flop. Uh-oh. Flop. Okay, what materials do you have access to? Hold on. Blop, I'm really hoping you can access granite that's sitting just above there. Let's create this thing. Yeah, you do. Okay. Okay. Whew. Alright, it's a little bit more risk with... Oh. Now regular dupes are able to go down here. Not really the intention. You know what? Let's just allow everyone in. We'll see how... I'm just curious, actually, kind of what kind of stress levels this is going to result in. This thing built out. So if we get enough liquid in here, my thinking is... I'll be able to drain the liquid out. A little bit more insulation, maybe open this up a bit. That's where our steam... I'm going to try 2 steam turbines. We're going to have an robo miner just in case we get a little bit of material that needs to be dug out. Obviously an auto sweeper, conveyor loader. And I'm going to put some granite tiles here to cycle that through. The next part of this is going to involve the conveyor rail going around here, getting our first steam turbine. Also going to seal this off here. As long as we've done this right. Oh, actually, I can just rebuild some tiles after this is made. Yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, we got a little bit of gas in here, but let's start to fill this in. Also planning to put in the aqua tuner. Realize we're gonna have to keep the steam turbines themselves cool. Make sure that has some power access. That. Some way to automate whether the machine is on or off. Why have that going that way? That should go down. There we go. Maybe I should make this bionic dupe only zone once again. Alright, let's speed that up while a little bit of construction is going on there. Let's have a look around. Oh! Oh, okay. Okay. I'm assuming what happened here is you guys laid an egg, and are you guys very young? No? Okay. No, that's not. I was, How did you guys fall down here? That's a bit strange. I mean, shouldn't matter. Well, oh no, it does matter. You guys are cramped. Okay, alright, well, we got a problem. Not sure how this happened, but let's bring these guys up. The whole idea was to have a separate room up here. Technically, you're fine down there, but you were supposed to be here. This also gives them access to the critter condo. Let's have a look. Just some automation here. Let's maybe make this a bit of a priority since only certain bionic dupe might be able to do some of the construction. Yeah, so that takes care of those guys. Next thing I'm going to look into is this setup over here. I see this guy. Oh, look, we've got some feathers. This guy just ate. That's a really good mood, or a sign. So far, this idea of just having doors open and close seems to be working. How many eggs? We had just 1 egg. But we'll have to think about how to repopulate these guys. We'll come back to that a little bit later on. I've been moving a few of these guys up here, so that gives us access to a little bit more reed fiber. Or feathers, rather. And we've got some of this being created. Mop up from this little spill that's going to be coming. And dig underneath this, guys, where we'll have a cooling line going in and out. And we need to get rid of some of this. We're here installing some metal tiles, choosing iridium. Get a pipe going in and out. That's going to keep these guys cool. Extend it over to these steam turbines as well in the future. Throw this little tile in right there, and then maybe we should destroy that. Nice. Okay, so we've achieved our vacuum. Conductor panels going in. Just put the mop up. Oh, I was going to say, where did that sand come from that just fell from there? You make this a priority given the fact that we have only bionic dupes going into the zone. Make sure we have a vacuum over here as well. We do, and there. Oh, not there. Nuts. Okay. Might need to destroy this. Make a tile right at that location. Oh. Just realized that this tile here was popped, so we gotta seal this back up. The pump's kind of pointless at the moment. And down here, just doing some another vacuum. This little section. 30. Maybe get some stuff mopped up down here. Clean that up anyway. Put in a single tile here, and we'll be able to go again with our pump. Clean, clean. Sweep, sweep, sweep. That ladder down. Hold on. I might, haven't decided how I'm going to get rid of that water, actually. Oh, but, right, this guy here. Let's pop that and hope that some liquid will fill in here and I can just rebuild this. It would be super nice if that happens that way. Look at that water. Maybe if this could be built really quickly, that'd be super nice. Okay, looks like we're filled. Alright, let's put a tower up there. Wondering if I just need to find more local igneous. Using for my insulation mostly. Okay, so we've got that. So let's put the power back onto this system. Let's see if that pump can finally make that vacuum for us. Oh! Why are you running? Scalding. What? Whoa! What is going on here? You do not have steam underneath you. You should not be running. Contents are empty. This is a weird state. Is this not a weird state? I cannot find out what is happening. For some reason, this one is going off and this one is not. There seems to, other than turbine too hot, but clearly it's made itself hot. Why, I don't know. What I'm going to try to do is, for now at least, disconnect the power. Is that too... Okay, weird. Weird, weird, weird. I don't know what that was about. Maybe... Oh, I guess the only difference... Oh, yeah, scalding. Oh. Okay, that's going to dissipate eventually. It's just... That's terrible. Aloes, be careful. I'm assuming that has to do with the fact that this guy was covered and it didn't like that. So how about we just pop that? Pump here is running. So process of getting a vacuum can be created. And just a little bit of work down here. Now comes the part where I want to remove all this liquid. So here's the plan. We're going to get a ladder going down, and I'll dig this from this side up. We're going to fill in some tiling on this side. Also get this little area, but I can't forget about this area. This ultimately needs to stay a vacuum, but with power going through. I don't know if I've started that. It's going to be in a vacuum, so technically lead be... Oh, I'm short lead, though. It might finally be time to do some more digging down here. Start the process of making our way down here. Get a little bit more lead. Continue on this side. We want cobalt or iron. Get a ladder going down on this side as well. Oops. Just be copy function. Let's extend our wall just over a little bit. We can get more room to dig out the liquid. That's going to open up this guy. This guy's dormant at the moment, though, so no rush here. Let's dig this up. Might need a ladder. Get up to access some of that. How is this going to work? Yeah, I think I need to keep going up such that I'm able to get one of these built. Either, or I could have, maybe instead of going up, maybe I'm being silly here. Maybe I should have actually made this right there. Actually, that makes more sense, which makes this kind of pointless. But anyway, refill that back in. Let's go down here. Maybe make priority. Maybe I'll let them dig that out. I'll be back once we get a little bit more lead. So we've gotten a little bit of lead. I have a lower priority continuing on. I'm going to try to dig underneath some of these scorched plants just so that we don't have zombie spores going everywhere. Like I said, that can be lower priority now. Current priority is to get rid of this brine or salt water. Brine in here. So we'll just open up the spot down here. Let this start to drain out. Making sure that we've got a vacuum in its place. That may be enough. Though I want to get rid of, I want to be able to control how much is actually in here. So finding some lead being installed up here. Let's make that a priority. Thought that was going to be enough. Apparently we got to keep going. Okay, so actually this is going to drain out pretty. Looks like more than there actually is. Let's get a ladder going in like this. Might even be able to actually... I think I'll just, yeah, okay, that's just water. Even brine's fine. Okay, that should be good. Let's fill this back in. Awesome. Let's make sure that no one's stuck on this side, though. How much cobalt? Yeah, 100 kilograms, whatever. So we're putting in a tile right there. I'm going to start putting in a granite tiling right here behind the metal tiling. Because we don't need metal everywhere. Forgot putting in some like conveyor rails. Maybe you kind of have this do this type of thing before it ultimately dumps metal out of here. So we're recycling in just through a few tiles just to transfer heat before we get the metal out of there. Oh, okay. A little bit of steam showed up. So let's put in plastic as an output here to this system. Alright. Okay, so it is going to be hot plastic that comes out. Currently 100, it's going to get hotter as it runs, but I guess the actual intention is to keep the polymer press cooler. I do need to put in a cooling line. Maybe interacting with that later on, because I do need to keep this guy cool, but we'll come back to that later. What do we got over here? Okay, making sure we still have a vacuum. Let me just double check a few things. I'll wait till this gets built. But I think we're ready to seal this up. So I did not realize how precarious this setup is right here. 50 grams of brine is the difference between having gas in here and not. Just about. I do not love that. But let's aim to seal this up pretty quick then. Make that a priority. I think everything in here is good to go. Maybe I should... we could deal with this, couldn't we? So if I can get those two in, at least we're certain that we're going to maintain a vacuum over here. I still want a vacuum here and here, so maybe let's aim to, at priority, fill these tiles in. Then I won't care if this 50 grams goes away. Okay, now we're good. Now we're good. So we've got a path out for power on this side. Let's go look on this side. We are good here, except for the fact we don't have a vacuum, but I think that's just because there's no power. Oh, right, because I had to disconnect. Okay, let's see what happens here. Are you going to do your heating? No, I think that was the fact that I've destroyed that. That's no longer happening. Vacuum starting to be created right there. Now, oh, I've got material in here. No! Auto sweeper. Not the auto sweeper, the conveyor belt, which I had to temporarily ditch and forgot to put back in. No! Okay, alright. So let's do this. Watching that brine, 50 grams, staying put for the moment. Might be smart. Actually, that's why I put these in. Forget about that. Because I can get this stuff out later, but if I get out all this stuff later, it's going to be hotter. So why don't we get it out now? Okay, you know what? Oh, no, please, no. I'm glad I caught that. Alright, I'll be back once this has been rebuilt and this whole area is cleared out. Let it sit for the shortest period of time. I realized that's not going to go anywhere just because we've got no ladder right there. Okay, I'll try this again. I'll be back, hopefully with some success this time. Here we are, conveyor belt built. And just emptying this room of material. Room has been cleared out. I'm just putting in some granite tiling on this side, followed by some insulation. Oops, Megalo. Alright, should I allow you to dig yourself out? That would cause some water to fall down, but that's not the biggest deal. So at this point, I really hope I'm correct, should not be an issue with disturbing the vacuum. Put in maybe one more layer of granite. We'll have a drop off for metal right there. And then we'll insulate along here. Take these 3 tiles out. I think we may have it. I would probably want to insulate this, at least. Because that's going to get hot. We don't want hot stuff touching this guy here. And then let's connect some power up like this. And get rid of that door. Maybe do a little bit of mopping up. Okay. Alright, well, how did we do? Probably, okay, I have some water in there. I probably want to add some more, so maybe that's the next step. decided to dump in some brine, trying to work out whether that's going to be an issue. I think that should be fine. Also should use the brine to load our cooling line to get that rolling. A little bit of brine has gone in there, but not enough. Because brine's ultimately going to turn to water. I might get a little bit of salt or salt rock, but that can ultimately just turn. Maybe get 200 and I'll see where we are. Maybe I'll even stop there. Okay, let's cut this guy, take that guy out. I could always add or try removing some. Get rid of some of these bins. This will cause confusion with the future work, I'm sure. Oh, and do we have a... Oh, we do. We have a vacuum around here. Okay, so. What's going to kick this off? Is that power? Or is it logic? Let's just say, okay, so you are saying below, I can make that one. I don't want to do 125, but maybe. Whoa, that's supposed to be 135. 135 or below. That should be true. That maybe is. There we are. It's crude oil on the way out. This guy's overpressured, so that should make it such that this guy doesn't become overpressured. Ah, there we are. Getting new crude oil, which is going to be warm stuff. I never put anything here like a hydro sensor. Oh, I do have a hydro sensor there. Okay, yeah, okay. So make sure you're above, I don't know, 100. And this guy can output more. And we've got some crude oil landing down there. That's awesome. We're not going to be able to test this for 32 cycles. We'll come back to that another time. Let's go down here. Oh, this is probably... We're just probably out of liquid. Okay, so the bins are full. You are set at 118. Maybe I'll try 120. Which is already where it is at the moment. And I set that at 25. It's working, it's working. Let's just be patient. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Alright, I think that may do for today, but maybe I will just do a few health checks on some of the systems before we finish. Oh, you know what? That's one thing that we forgot. Let's go and do this. While I'm doing that, I can have a look around to see what might be going on. So, as far as I can see, there's only one problem going on at the moment. Just do a quick tour of some of the stuff that's going on. These guys seem like they're fine. We've got lots of plants here and here. I'm still surprised that we're not burning algae. It's all seacomb, a very small amount of farm seacomb. And I just put in a polluted dirt, 47 tons of polluted dirt to be able to feed that. That's really nice. Didn't do any automation around this. Maybe that's something I can come back to another time. Over here, you have just 8. Loving how this is working out then. And down in here, you guys are elderly. I mean, oh, one's hungry. Oh, another one's... Oh, I might not be growing enough of these. Okay, so I think this will be a quick thing. But the thing that I don't like, it's not that... I mean, I've got normal dupes that come down here, so we're just getting chlorine. Now, a couple things. First of all, this guy is overpressured. That's actually not a problem. These megafunds can be able to consume more. In fact, probably afford to take this out a little bit. Plant in another megafund. But I've got an infinite storage of chlorine, so that's not the problem. So the question is, why do I not have chlorine? This is my chlorine going out. I've got an input line right here. But as you can see, it's fighting with this carbon dioxide line. I think is the last project for the day. I'm going to see if I can address this situation. Nothing comes to mind immediately. I see that some liquid water is kind of spilling over me, but we should take that out a little bit. But other than that, let's just make sure this gets planted so that we've got enough fact, maybe we have too many. What do I have? 20. Oh, no. We're not at 20. We've got to have logic to be able to... Oh, the turtles were hiding it. Critter sensor 8. I wonder if that's too many. Let's try 6. And 6. Alright, so there's that. Now for the last task of the day, I'll see what I can do about this situation. So this is the setup that I've got here. Just before I get to that, I just want to go through some of the comments. First of all, Grandilix mentioned that I had the episode number wrong when I first posted it. Thank you for that. Hopefully I don't do that again, but that's nice. I was able to update that. Cedric, again, yes, Aaron tabs, keep forgetting. But also, Cedric mentions an idea here. I don't have much actual critters in my nursery, but when I do, you've given me an idea to try for later on. And then finally, Victor mentions that 2 steam turbines may be overkill for this. I'm at least glad you're saying that it's overkill, not enough. But yeah, noted. We'll see. That's probably I'm going to show at some point. Currently at 6. Oh yeah, of course, only 68. We've only got that started once again. All right. Let's go back down here. My thinking is let's put in a timer sensor. Timer sensor, yeah, that's the one. That way it can go, that's the one that goes off on, yeah, because what I'm thinking, we'll see what 1010 does. Oh yeah, that's not supposed to. I basically want to turn this off and on. Basically, the idea is I want carbon dioxide to have full packets, if you will, to be able to do this. The other thing, and actually this only just occurred to me. I don't know if this is... You know what? Maybe I'll let this run for a bit. I was going to put in 2 pumps, but we don't really have heavy watt wires down here, and maybe it's unnecessary. Let's see what this looks like for... You know what? I might even go 2020. Let's see what that looks like. I feel like the on period should be shorter. So we should halt for like 20 seconds and then maybe go off for 5. Let's have a look at this, go through. So even that is probably halt for even longer. Maybe try 30-second halting. But we're just giving the chlorine or the bottom pump time to actually run instead of being interrupted so much. So I feel like our green period could be cut down just a little bit. Oh, come on now. Maybe try 3 seconds and even 45 seconds for the stop. Actually, you know what? I think even 60. Let's try 60. So full 60 seconds, shutting off, letting it out. Giving this pump a whole lot more time to run without being interrupted. Okay, well, we'll see over time how that runs. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll see you next time playing some more Oxygen Not Included.